So folks, we're out for a little ride on this beauty. Need to go out for a ride to get my head clear, and not only that, but I also want to see if that petrol pump issue is better. So, good excuse for going out on the bike. Let's get on this puppy. 1,445 kilometers on it. Engine temperature is warm. Let's get out of here. Oh yes, I have my nice warm jacket on. It's the oldest one I have. Must be over 10 years old, or even 15, and it's still the best jacket. It's from a company called Reusch, R-E-U-S-C-H, and I bought it many years ago, and it's the most comfortable, it's the warmest jacket, and I actually love it. So I hope that didn't crackle too much. There we go. As I said yesterday, I don't have my pin lock in my visor anymore, because, to tell you the truth, it's a load of shit, a pin lock. All you have to do is crack your visor, sorry about that boys, crack your visor up a tiny little bit. You can use some anti-fog in it, and you have a much better view. Oh yes, it's so nice to get out on the bike. As I was saying, you have a much better view without the pin lock, because the pin lock sort of makes it a little bit sort of hazy or foggy. And now I have a lovely clear view again, because I haven't had the pin lock in. I haven't had the pin lock off for quite a few years now. And I just said to myself, I think I'm going to try it without that pin lock in it, because the visor was fogging up. I was saying, well, what's the point if it's fogging up? You may as well get rid of it. Just like getting rid of this effing Skoda. What is it? A Cardo. You don't know? Oh, who cares? They all look the same nowadays. Oh, let's go. This not be the best place, but look at the way this puppy goes. And the brakes are good too. Yeah, I'm thinking of going on a bit of a longer trip. Come on, let's get rid of this bloke here. Thinking of going to Austria for a few days to visit my mum. Because I'm very bold, aren't I, today? Aren't I very bold? I think that was the police there. I'm being a bold boy. I love these corners without these cars. You can take it at around about 130, but we wouldn't do that, would we? Breaking the speed limit like a very bad boy. Nah, wouldn't do that. Anyway folks, I thought I'd take you out on a little nineT drive or ride. Go on Opel, stay where you are. I don't need an Opel Corsa in front of me. I don't need a Kia. Oh, but I got a T-Roc instead. It's funny, I am impatient on the bikes. I'm not as impatient on the in the car, I can sort of sit behind someone, although today now there's a bloke doing 50 and a 70 on a flat straight road, and he was going down to 45, and I said, damn it, I'm not taking this. Right, we're off. Yes, I am more impatient on the bike. Oh, we're on again. Picking them off one by one. Look at the lovely colours, folks. The autumn is well on its way, and I must say I do like the colours. I don't like the leaves so much on the ground. Oh, we're gone. We're gone. Lovely, lovely time of year for colours. Van Gogh knew that. So he got out his old paintbrushes come end of the year and did all the beautiful colours, all those lovely yellows and browns and oranges. Very, very nice combination. Look at the tree over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's all orange in among all the green ones. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Yes. It's a lovely time of year as well for going out on bikes, if it's dry. You know, if you have nice weather like this, you know, it's not too cold, it's not too wet, it is very nice. And I tell you one thing, it's always good for the head. That's what I find out anyway. I find there's nothing that can clear my head like going out on a motorcycle ride, me and myself and my motorbike. Nothing nicer than doing that. I was going to go to a shop that I go to look at helmets, because my Shoei nineT 2 is now sort of around about 6 years old, and I believe they have a lifespan of up to around about 7 years, and after that they start perishing, and that's not good, is it? And I do value my head, so I'm hunting around for a new helmet. And I mean, you can still use the nineT 2 as a second helmet. I mean, it's going to help you. But I also noticed that the helmet has got a little bit too big for me. Now it's either my head is shrinking, or else the padding is starting to flatten out, and the inside shell of the helmet is hardening up, that foamy stuff, and then it shrinks a little bit, and then you get the movement, and it shouldn't be like that. You should definitely notice a good fit. I mean, it's still a good fit, but it's not the optimal fit, and if you do have a bit of a crash, a loose fitting is not supposed to be great. So anyway, they are my plans. I'm off work now until December, and so I have 2 months off now, and I'm planning to do quite a lot in these 2 months. There you have the leaves there on the bend. Nothing wet, you know, the wet leaves are the worst, the ones that are already sticking to the ground. Sorry folks, but my nose was itching. And as of now, the leaves are still basically on the trees. This bike sure can move if you wanted to. I mean, it's absolute usable power on this bike, and that's what I like about it so much. I found the GSX-R, oh, look at the colours. Look at the colours, folks. He thought I was waving to him. I was, how you doing, mate? Look at the colours of that tree. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I'll have to give Van Gogh a quick ring and tell him to come out. Bring his paint and his paintbrushes with him. So, as it is always here in Germany, you have a 70 and then you have a 50 sign. And let's get the cruise control on here. I wish it had a limiter on it. There we go, that's around about 50 now. Because there's a camera up here, and they warn you always before a camera. They will say to you 50, and then you'll see some paint on the ground or something like that. And usually when you see paint on the ground, folks, let's just lower it down a little bit here, then you know that there's going to be a camera. That was the camera. I don't know if you saw it back there. I'm wondering now, is my XT600 still in there? I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, but I was really interested in buying an old XT600 in blue. I think it has a yellow frame, I'm not too sure, but I think it does. And it's in the carport there of a bloke's house, and I went to see him in the evening and I asked him, look, I saw your XT600 there for sale, would you mind selling it to me? And he said to me, oh, why are you interested? And I said, well, you know, he's a policeman, and he must be up higher in the ranks, because he looks like he's a policeman that sits behind a desk somewhere, because he was quite large. And he said, no, I don't want to sell it. And you know, my question was, because it's been there for ages, you know, I don't know, I've seen it about 2 or 3 years now, and you start to... So where were we? I was telling you about the XT600. I think it's the electric start one as well, which would be nice. So just catch up to this, I think it's Corvette, is it? Corvette or Mustang? Oh, let's just get a little look at it. Looks nice from the back actually, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it's a Mustang. No, it's a Corvette. It's a Corvette. Muscle car. It actually looks nice with the flat window in there in the back. Looks very Ferrari-like at the back, but the lights look very American-like. They could have done them nicer. But anyway, yeah, you do start to wonder why people want, you know, a rusty old XT600 in the front of their house, on the front of their house, in a carport. Sorry about that. I was fixing my microphone sponge or whatever it's called. Got stuck in the visor. So yeah, I passed it many times, and I had a little look, and I said, God, you know, it could be a nice bike if it was restored, you know, and I wouldn't mind doing it. And I've always wanted an XT600. I had an XT500 at one stage. So 1.5 kilometers turn right. I don't know if you can hear that, folks, when it comes up, but anyway, it's annoying me like mad. And one night I decided to call in on him, and I was going to ask him if he'd like to sell it, and he wasn't there. His mother said, no, he's the policeman, he's not here at the moment, and he's always home was around about 7 o'clock at night. So What's this all about? In 600 and 500 meters you I have to turn off here. That's not right at all. But am I going to do it? I thought it was straight on. Does this think that I'm on my way home or what? It probably does. No, I want to go a little bit further. This is a nuisance. Don't come out. So I'll carry on with my story, and I then calculating new route. Sorry folks, it's screaming at me now. All right, now I can hear you. Now you can hear me. So anyway, I decided then I was going to pop around to the house, and I went around about 4 or 5 times and he was never there. And one night I came home and there was a car in the carport, and I said, oh, goody good. And my navigation is telling me to go somewhere where I know it's not right. So what's it doing with me? And it's really annoying me, folks. So anyway, I did call around. I met him. His car was there. Oh, Jesus Christ, calculating new route. I need to turn this off, folks. This is driving me absolutely mad. So right options, pause. Oh my God, thank God. Right, pause. Okay, thank you very much. So I did eventually catch up with the bloke, and I asked him nicely, and he said, well, why are you asking? I said, no, I was just interested in knowing, you know, if somebody has a nice bike like that. He said, yeah, exactly, I have a nice bike like that, and I wouldn't sell it for anything in the world. And I was saying, oh, okay, you know, why not? And he said, well, my son is 8, and I want to teach him how to ride a motorbike. Now, for people who have heard this story already, because I did mention it on one of my other videos, so I looked at him and said, he's 8, and it's a huge high up, you know, XT600, which is a bear to ride, and it's you know, it's not even a nice bike to ride, to tell you the truth, even at a good age. It's a hard bike to ride. Everything's hard to ride on it. The brakes are bad. The clutch is really stiff. The gears are all very clunky. It has an awful lot of power down below, and it'll pull you off the saddle if you. It's definitely not a bike you want to ride at 8 years old. So I sort of looked at him, and I was going to say to him, well, I just said, oh, that's a shame to see it rust. And then he looked at me and he said to me something like, yeah, I'd prefer to have it that way. And I said, okay, well, look, thanks very much. Now, the arrogance of this bloke, you know, I'd been to his house about 4 or 5 times. He didn't give a shit, you know, honestly, he didn't give a shit. And then when I do meet up with him, I'm really friendly about the whole thing. And I mean, I didn't talk money or anything like that. Oh, he did say something about, oh, that would, if I was going to sell it, it would cost, it'd be unbezahlbar in Germany, unpayable, you know, an unforgivable amount of money. Now, I mean, honest to God, you know, when you buy a rusty XT, where you basically have to strip it down to the frame. I mean, the frame was rusty, the brakes were probably seized solid, the engine hadn't been turned around, and you know, you're up against all sorts of things, new battery, new starter, all sorts of things, then to do all the bearings, then put tires on it, then get it MOT'd and get told that you have to do this, that and the other, and so on and so on. You're down 2.5 grand, to tell you the truth. You know, you're down 2.5 grand. Now, if he was talking about 4 grand for it or something like that, so you'd be 6.5 grand. Well, I'd actually prefer to go out and buy myself a brand new motocross for that, you know, to tell you the truth, and have an old yonky old. So you know, these people have ideas in their head, like it's going to be huge money, you couldn't afford this, and whatever. And well, you know, I just said, okay, do you know what, have lots of fun with it, you know, bye bye, thank you, and good luck to you, you know. If I find a picture, I'll put it up for you there. So listen folks, I'm going to cut you off now because this is all very boring stuff. It's not even a nice ride. I'm going to it's a nice ride in about 20 minutes or a half an hour, so I might I'll catch up on you then, because I'm going up to a castle here in Hessen, which is well worth seeing actually. So I'll see you up there. Right, I thought I'd put on my camera again to show you this little town here. It's quite a quaint little town. Very typical German here. Nice and clean. Sort of folk live here. Could work quite close to what's he up to Frankfurt, and sort of middle class area. There are some nice houses, nice properties in the area as well. Jesus, grandfather, you gotta move on. But nice and tidy. In the middle of sort of nowhere. But I have a driving school ahead of me there, and everyone having trouble overtaking him, so I'll have to get a move on here myself. Nice bit of overtaking there. Oh, the colours are just gorgeous. Yeah, I was having a mega problem. Oh, what's that? Just that sort of a bird there. That's some sort of a hawk or something. But I was having terrible trouble there with my Cali Moto, and at the end I had to get the to reverse the trip. Nice corner here. If it wasn't for this beamer here, might be able to get rid of them here. Not done too badly, but I can do better than that. This bike is definitely fun to ride, folks. It's a sort of bike, as I said earlier, you can just give it all it has and enjoy it, you know. It has an abundance of power and enough power down below, lots of grunt out of the corners and that. It's definitely not the fastest bike I've ridden, but it's beautiful for this sort of stuff, you know. Getting into the corners. 800 meters turn left, so no point in overtaking him now here. Yeah, it's a lovely day. The day for the bike. It's not too cold. I think it's around about 12-13 degrees. So we're definitely heading for autumn and then winter. And you should really try and get out on your bikes as often as you possibly can before it starts getting too chilly. So I'm heading left here and hope he's going straight on. It's not telling me. I'd say he's going straight on by the look at that. Or she. Oh, let's go. Bike ranch. Looks like a bicycle. So in 900 meters we turn left, and then the road starts getting quite nice. We are heading towards Babenhausen, Klein Umstadt, and we're up to a 30 here because I think, as I can recall, the surface is bad, very much like what you would have in Britain everywhere. Looks, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. Pay your rates, your taxes, and get such shit. My GoPro crashed, sound was gone, and I hope now that I'm going to be able to talk to you a little bit. Hope for the best. Very muddy here and dirty and cruddy and horrible. I just don't let my put down my beautiful bike here. Don't want to do that. The best way is up here, is it? A little bit of off-roading here. There's always some bikers here. Oh yeah. But we were talking about the roads here in Germany and the roads that you have in Britain. Now, honest to God, I really don't know how you folk put up with the shitty roads that you get. And I went to Ireland, I travelled through Scotland and a bit of Great Britain, and the roads were just always absolutely atrocious in England, and they are a lot better in Ireland. So what's going on, folks? What's going on? This is a bit of a dangerous one here. So we're heading up left here towards Heinstadt. We've got young folk here in their Golf GTIs and rally cars, going very quick around here, so you have to be a bit careful. Keep your eyes peeled. So follow this road for 10 kilometers. Yeah, the roads in Germany are actually very good, although we do complain a little bit here too, but we've nothing really to complain about, do we? I mean, look at these here. We've got very cold temperatures here at the moment. It's around about 10 degrees here, I think, now at the moment. So I'm taking it easy on these wet, greasy roads here. But still, the surface is not bad at all. Even on a sports bike, you can have a bit of fun. You really can. And it gets a bit chilly here too, through the forest. And look at this here. Autumn is coming, and I think definitely the summer just flew past. It was gone before you could blink an eye. I was working most of the time, so I didn't have time off, and now I have 2 months off, which is fantastic. I'll be working then again in and around December. Back to work, so we're now at the beginning of September. October and November I've got off, and I'll be going back to work then in December. And let's hope that I won't be working over Christmas time. I do actually like to spend a bit of Christmas at home. Yeah, you might wonder, I'm not actually heading back. I'm heading back towards the castle. Oh, isn't that lovely? Pink beetle. God almighty. I mean, a beetle is bad enough. I don't actually think that they are VW Beetles, because I had one and the engine was in the back. Now a little mini now, a modern mini, that is a mini for me. Has the engine in the right place, has front wheel drive, it's small and sort of square, but I don't think the Beetle does have anything to do with the Beetle on a Golf chassis, front engined. A Beetle is supposed to have the engine in the back. But anyway, another topic for another day. So, what do you think of Germany, folks? Have you been here? Has anyone been here? Has anyone travelled through Germany? I mean, you can travel through Germany on motorways, and you can also do this, which basically, these type of roads you have throughout the entire country. And it's a joy to ride them, honestly. It's like being on a roller coaster all day long. Was I supposed to go right, left there, was I? Don't know, doesn't matter. Let's just keep on riding. It's all about the journey, isn't it? But if you see one of these yellow signs, Wald Amorbach, that basically means that you should be doing 50 kilometers an hour through the town, unless it's a 30, specifically says 30. Isn't this nice? Look at that nice wooden house up there. Now this is a nice little town, Amorbach. Coming into the old part of it here, except for that mess there. The rest of it's not nice. This is all sort of very 50s. All in family hand here. If you moved here, you would be a stranger in the town for the rest of your life. Town with a hairpin. What more do you need? Little caravan, nice big barn there. Nice and green up here. There's a park bank up there if you just want to sit out on it and clear your head. Some sheep. It's all very nice, folks. It's all very nice. Oh yes. Oh, there's a hairpin down here, I think. Is this here? Is this, it is down here. Very dirty surface, as you can see. You don't get a lot of that here in Germany, dirty surfaces, because, as I said, you are responsible for keeping the road clean. And they will actually come out with a ton of water and dump it on the dirt and try to get it as best clean as they can. If the farmer dirties it, he'll come back. Looks like a bit of diesel on the corner. Perfect place for it. So we're in Heinstadt here now, and another one of these little typical German towns. A lot of bikers that live in these towns here, and people who like motorsport and that sort of thing, because basically you are in biker heaven if you live in a place like this here. So we turn right here, better look left. So there's a bakery, still open. And it's a 30 here. Right, I just wanted to continue with letting you know that the roads are nicer here than they are in Great Britain. Definitely they are, and it's definitely worth a journey here. If you're going to travel Europe, you'll find fantastic roads here in Germany. So there's the castle up there. I'm just going to point to it up there. I don't know if my camera is going to. I'll just turn it up that general direction. And there's the castle up there. Because what happened definitely was that my GoPro froze up on me. I don't know why it did that, but there's a turn up to the right here. We may as well go up there, and it's up in 600 meters up to the right, and it goes up to that castle. There's a parking spot up there, and we may as well go up. 300 meters, I better not miss it. I thought it was this one here. No, it's the next one up here, yeah. And it's lovely here in the summertime here as well. There's a museum up here, and there's also a little pub. But these are actually open roads here. They're called Feldstraßen, and it's field streets. But they are in fact public roads. They can be very tight and very hilly, but they're nice. And in fact you can travel through the whole country on these roads if you set your Kalimoto to very windy. Aren't they lovely cows up there? Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I think that was a church at one stage there, or certainly looks like one. And I usually walk up to the castle, but I'm going to drive up to it today because it's going to be getting dark in about an hour, and I'm not great in the dark anymore, folks. Let me know what you think about driving in the dark at an age of whatever you are. I'm now 60, 61. So there's a parking space there, and you can just walk up to the castle going up that way through the mountain. Or maybe it's up there. No, it's up this way, and I'll get up to the get right up to the castle without having to put any effort into it. Very cold here now, but this is the perfect sort of situation now for an R9T. I'm not going off-road on it, and it's a very comfortable little riding position, a very characterful engine. I enjoy it a lot, I really do. So there's another parking spot there, so there you go in there if you're going to visit the castle. Seems to be going down now. Am I still right here? I think I am. Yes, I am, yeah. So the castle should be up here to the left hand side. There it is there. And if you come here with your family, you can enjoy there's a big slide here for the kids. Let's just show you that. Side stand. These are the amenities you get here in Germany that you don't get in many other countries. Let's have a look at the castle first from the outside. There we go, it's all up there. Surrounded by a big huge wall. And there's the walk up there, up to the castle itself. The castle has been in operation now as a sort of a bed and breakfast sort of thing. And let's have a look at the slide here. Oh, don't fall. There's a big net down there at the end of it. I'll just film that there. There they are, it's going down that slide there. And there's a net and Daddy down the end, making sure they don't fly off into over the cliff, because there is a drop at the end of it, and that is very fast. So, showed you a slide, showed you a castle, brought you out on a little ride, and now we just head back to the bike. Isn't that a lovely bike, isn't it? You just couldn't say no to it. So, see you soon, folks. Have a nice evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done that as yet. And we'll see you soon on the next one.